Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Jitendra Mohan Mishra. I am working here as an associate professor and head of Department of Tourism Management at Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Amarkantak. Today I am going to give presentation on the topic interdisciplinary approaches to study of tourism. After completion of this program, students will be able to understand the different approaches to study tourism, the interdisciplinary nature of tourism, and the coordination of all approaches in tourism. Friends, let us introduce this topic. The idea of a system is predominant throughout in all disciplines in 70s. Discourses particularly due to general systems theory. This has led several authors express their view of tourism as a system or even as a tourism system. Lippius' model of tourism is a good example of this. He defines tourism as a system of 5 elements: the human element, 3 geographical elements such as generating region, transit route, destination region, and a tourist industry. McCannell, in his book The Tourist Near Theory of the Leisure Class, share his ideas of touristic and society's touristic dimensions as a relationship to objects, people, practices, and self, in which recreation occurs is combined with bodily displacement and inhabiting a place of otherness. Tourism as a relationship to the world creates an enactment in order to exist. Tourism complexity arises through the following elements such as the heterogeneity of actors, the globalization of practices, places, governance, the multi-locality and trans-local relationships, the extreme diversity of practices, the recreation, and finally civilization process. The interdisciplinary approach as a process of mobilizing and organizing different institutionalized or uninstitutionalized disciplines through dynamic interaction in order to describe, analyze, and understand tourism's complexity. It is distinguished through multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary approaches. In a multidisciplinary approach, a theoretical and or practical problem is dealt as separate points of view, without any interaction between them and or on the basis of 2 or more disciplinary approaches. It endorses the institutionalization and standardization of studies that are historically and socially situated and governed by scientific paradigms. It reflects the traditional association of several institutional communities of experts of studies that is organized in faculties and its subfields in a relative autonomy. Interdisciplinary approaches encompass 2 or more disciplines through dynamic interaction in order to define, analyze, and understand the complexity and diversity of a phenomenon. It considers a theoretical and or practical problem not only from one particular perspective, but from the perspectives and different dimensions of several disciplines. It not only sees a problem through association, different disciplinary perspectives, but it implements collaboration and integration between different disciplines around a common purpose of knowledge co-production. The process of information flow between disciplines mobilizes their expertise while retaining an openness to various disciplines. Complex and emergent knowledge in a study is co-constructed by means of an interdisciplinary process and without being irreducible to any one specific discipline on the basis of existing skills. Cooperation and skills integrating among them can take place at a different level of interaction, either through the borrowing concepts of another scientific fields or the transfer of concepts and methods of one scientific field to another. This mechanism of hybridization and collaboration between disciplines can create new research fields. Interdisciplinary research on tourism can be defined as the creation of an interface between different bodies of knowledge and disciplines. In order to analyze the manifestations and the existing complexities of touristic or society's touristic dimensions, the different disciplinary approaches are seen as complementary to each other. Tourism represents a scientific knowledge of discipline that permits a privileged perspective on human societies and constitutes a certain vantage point. This focus on a specific dimension of society, the touristic manifestations of society, implies the arrangement of disciplinary knowledge in a specific way. As the different dimensions of society, such as economic, political, spatial, temporal, social, and cultural dimensions, are arranged specifically, the disciplines symbolize knowledge such as economics, sociology, anthropology, geography, and political science. Therefore, all must be mobilized while approaching society's touristic dimensions. This is why an interdisciplinary approach fits with the cognitive and the complex subject of the study. Thus, the interdisciplinary approach articulates the movement of disciplinary specialization, the awareness of an autonomous logic of the touristic that has been emerging within tourism studies. Tourism is a field which works through the coordination of several different areas. Tourism in a place would encompass the transportation facilities, food and beverage, recreational activities, cultural aspects, and the biodiversity. When all these things are combined, the tourism in a destination becomes complete. Every tourist arriving at a destination would avail services from all the above said fields. It is not possible to perform tourism in a destination without the support and synchronization of all these different areas. Hence, tourism is considered to be an interdisciplinary subject. Interdisciplinary approaches to study of tourism. To learn the elements of tourism, it becomes necessary to study all the different areas which are related to tourism. The different approaches to study tourism include institutional approaches, product approach, managerial approach, economic approach, cost and benefit approach, sociological approach, geographical approach, environmental approach, historical approach, interdisciplinary approach. Let us discuss institutional approach. The institutional approach to study tourism is one of the major approaches which takes into account the institutes, as the name depicts, and the intermediaries which work towards providing tourism services to the customers. These include the tour operators, who are basically the wholesalers of travel packages, and the travel agents, who act as an intermediary between the tour operator and the potential traveler. Apart from them, there are transportation services provided by the airlines, car rental companies, railways, cruise lines, who sell their tickets in bulk to the tour operators and the travel agencies, and also directly to the customers, which are an important institutional link between the service provider and the customer. As tourism industry is completed by joining different industries together, the accommodation industry also contributes heavily in explaining the institutional approach, which includes the different types of accommodation facilities provided to the visitors, such as hotels, motels, hostels, homestays, and so on. The US Census Bureau conducts a survey every 5 years on carefully chosen services like travel agencies and accommodation services, which offer a database for further research and inference for the researchers. Academicians and enthusiastic travelers also get to know by that. Let us go to the second, product approach. The product approach to study tourism involves all the activities related to tourism products, ranging from manufacturing of the products, marketing to consumption of them by the consumers. It would involve understanding the creation or production of different tourism products like the airline seats, hotel rooms, and so on. Once they are available to the customers, the next step is to market or promote them through different promotional modes like the print media, which includes newspapers, magazines, brochures, electronic media, like and so on, like advertisements in the television, promotional messages in mobile phones with attractive offers like discounts can really help promote these services and products to the potential customers. Once the marketing is success, the consumption pattern of the customers is studied, which will depend on the approach of marketing by the particular company. The target market, the type of consumer, consumer behavior, time and promotion and purchase, many such conditions would aid to such marketing. The similar procedure as above would be applicable to all other products and services of the tourism industry, such as car rentals, hotel rooms, restaurants, meals, tickets to any destination, specific events, and many other approaches. This approach is considered to be a lengthy and time-consuming approach and makes the process of understanding of the major concepts of tourism is slowed down. Let us understand the third approach, managerial approach. This approach is enterprise or firm-oriented approach that emphasizes mainly on management activities which are required to manage, perform tourism practices. It is a microeconomic in nature that many include management activities like organizing, planning, controlling, research and development, of course costing, marketing and promotions. Management functions are a must in every field which needs to be working in a planned and organized manner. Tourism is one such business which, if proceeded in an unplanned way and not managed properly, can lead to damages not only to the environment but to the destinations, to the community which is serving, and ultimately to the customers who will be affected adversely. Hence, the management approach is a vital to perform the tourism related activities and keep a check on the positive and negative analysis of the activities taking place in the destination. Let us understand the fourth approach, economic approach. This approach relates tourism towards economic development of the place and the people where tourism is practiced. The economic approach focuses on the economic benefits caused by practicing tourism, like empowerment of the community, revenue generated out of the tourism activities, employment, opportunities provided to the locals, and foreign exchange gained by the tourism products and foreign travelers. The economic approach also helps in understanding the demand and supply mechanism of the products and services so as to focus on the right amount of supply from the supplier's side and aim towards getting the right products in the right market. But where tourism provides a long list of positive economic impacts, it also possesses a lot of negative economic impact on the destinations and its communities, such as economic leakage, where most of the investors in tourism business in the destination are outsiders and are not the local people, when the cost of building up and creating tourism related infrastructure and service is more than the price with which it is sold. There are certain cases in tourism industry where the tourism activities have provided less economic benefit to the destination. Thus, the economic approach in tourism helps the students to understand the economic implications of the tourism on the economy. This is related to the effects which implies by tourism on country's economy and tourism development on the basis of economic aspects. The important economic effects such as foreign currency effect. Tourism is one of the important sources for earning foreign currency. But from the point of view of seeing its effect on the economy, it becomes necessary to see what the net foreign currency receipt is. So the imports of investment and the consumer goods required by the tourist have to be deducted from the country's gross receipts from foreign tourism. Income effect. Income effects refers to the direct income earned that results from the expenditure made by tourists. It also includes indirect income which results from the multiplier effect. That is, when the first recipient spends a part of his income again. For example, an accommodation owner spends part of his earnings on buying grocery for his self-consumption. Here, income earned by one in generating income for other happens. Employment effect. Tourism is a labor-intensive industry which creates both direct and indirect employment, such as jobs in the airlines or the hotels. These are examples of direct employment, and the suppliers of food and beverages are the sources of indirect employment. Studies show that the employment effect is much higher in the developing countries than developed countries. A regional equalization effect. Tourism can make a positive contribution to the development of economically poor regions which do not have any significant source of income generation. It contributes to the economic development of poor regions. Tourism thus brings in more income and employment in those regions and hence has an equalization effect. There are different opinions regarding all these effects, but the important risk of tourism is the fact that it is seasonal and also social inferiority of tourism occupation. What is really important is that the positive economic effects should outweigh the negative ones. Let us go to understand the cost benefit approach. This approach suggests that when planning for the development of tourism, that is cost and benefits, that is advantages, occurring out of various tasks undertaken for the tourism development should be taken into consideration. The different bodies like public authorities at local, regional and national levels, and also the private sector involved in the decision making to rationalize decisions and tourist policy measures such as investments, legislative enactments and publicity campaigns and so on. 2. Fundamental rules of cost benefit approach. The need for clearly defined feasible goals. It is important to clearly lay out the goals that are desired to be achieved through tourism development to be able to calculate cost and benefits. The goals provide the criteria for evaluating the cost and benefits of a particular action. The goals have to contain clear instructions on the actions required to achieve them. The need to consider alternative courses of action. This implies that the decision maker just doesn't adopt the first measure that appeals to him without considering other possibilities that may offer greater chances of success. To take rational decisions, there should exist a choice between alternative course of action. The cost and benefits of various alternatives have to be compared. The best should be selected. Let us go and understand the sociological approach. Apart from having a strong impact on the economy, tourism also have a significant impact on the society. The destination practicing tourism activities would impact the society as the local communities itself are the people who run the activities and interact with different types of tourists on daily basis. The locals' involvement and engagement in tourism activities provide them with financially as well as societal changes like upliftment of their lifestyle, change in culture and improvement in socio-economic status. People travel to experience the unique culture of different places, which includes their traditional food and attire, their lifestyle, their cultural practices, folklores and dances. This is how tourism is attached to social norms and contributes in changing culture and tradition of a society. Let us understand geographical approach. Geography is an integral part of tourism. A lot many geographical aspects relate to tourism like the landscape, climate, weather, environment, biodiversity, flora and fauna. Geography has many things which relate to tourism and the components of the destination. Different geographical relations give rise to different types of communities, adventure activities, tourism products services and lifestyle, which change in landform. The community changes their languages, traditional practices change, which makes tourism unique and diverse at every little distance. This approach is very wide and it indulges land use, demographical aspects of the destination, cultural issues, sociological impacts, the economic impacts. The geography links to several characteristics of a destination and its people and is responsible for the changes of all the elements of the destination landscape and community's practices. Let us understand the environmental approach. This approach proposes that for the development of tourism, it is important to study the role of environment that plays and its all aspects. There are to be taken into consideration while developing tourism of any country or destination. One of the major drawbacks for a tourist to a place is its scenic attraction. The beauty, the landscape, the structure, all these attract tourists to a destination. For example, when a tourist goes for a holiday, he is looking for a change. Change of environment, contrast experience, but the landscape loses its tourist value through its overuse by tourists and local people. The natural beauty can be preserved better if there is no unplanned tourism, which can have serious negative impacts on the environment. For example, building up a hotel or resort with no planning will lead to destruction of the landscape. The landscape is the real raw material and the attraction of tourism. In any other branch of the economy, if capital put in is lost, it can be multiplied again. But in tourism, once the basic attraction or the core attraction of tourism, that is land, is lost, it can never be reclaimed. So while planning for development, it becomes very significant to understand the impact of tourism growth on environment and to ensure that it does not get adversely affected. Let us understand historical approach. Tourism is a very ancient practice and there have been many vital reforms in the world due to tourism. Thus, it becomes important to keep a record of the changes that occur due to tourism in the physical and natural environment. The different happenings and occurrences in the history that has changed the surroundings from a major link between ancient habits of the tourist and the community with the present form of tourism being practiced in different regions. Peers had identified certain factors that link historical context with tourism development of a particular place. Factors responsible for beginning of a tourism in a destination, the chronological order of incidences occurring towards development of tourism in a destination, the motives of happening of such incidences, benefits of tourism activities taking place, the identification of negative impacts at an early stage, the groups being affected and the conveying the message of negative impacts of tourism at their place. Therefore, historical aspect of tourism helps an individual understand the past of tourism, and also this would be a base to predict the future happenings and trends in the industry. Let us understand interdisciplinary approach. Apart from all the areas mentioned above which are linked to tourism, there are several other aspects of tourism which attracts people and form an integral part of tourism. Different other approaches of tourism such as psychological approach. This approach is useful to understand the consumer behavior and provide them the required product and services according to their needs and wants. Anthropological approach. This approach helps to understand different lifestyle, cultural norms, traditional activities, food habits, and so on of the people staying in different parts of the world. Political science approach. This approach helps us to understand for traveling to different regions, the government of different countries that has certain norms which needs to be followed for safety and keeping an account of all tourists such as passport, visa facilities. This approach encompasses all the details. If we study legal approach, this approach is necessary to ensure proper governance of tourism related companies, smooth functioning of the services provided by them, and several other approaches such as passenger transportation approach and other ancillary approaches. They also contribute to understanding the functions of different elements of tourism. Let us summarize. The field of tourism is a multifaceted area where all the different fields work together, and only their coordination and contribution helps in successful implementation and working of tourism products and services in a destination. This chapter explains you in brief different approaches to understand tourism and list down their importances and function in tourism industry. Without any of these above mentioned field, the tourism destination would seem undeveloped and unmanaged, which would lead to more of negative impacts of tourism on the people and environment than positive effects. With this, I would like to conclude this presentation. Thank you.